How? What is up, you guys? My name is Blitzversion1 and welcome back, finally, to my Furry Protogen. I know I left you guys off on a hell of a freaking ending there with the Patreon exclusive video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, we're moving right along. It's been since September since I've played this. And there's the audio. We continue to work on the machine, on the medicine, and the incessant race against time. The only place we would solace was in each other's arms. Good Lord. Next to each other, we could really relax, throw away all our thoughts. I understood that we would have to cross another line in a rapidly developing relationship, but I was terribly worried because I had never been with a girl before, which was a bit shameful for me as a guy, most of all. I was afraid to lose face right in front of Juno. When the next day came to an end, Juno and I went to into the sleeping compartment. There was a huge bed on which we now slept together. Juno didn't go into the capsule anymore, deciding that the bed was big enough for the two of us. Work on the cure wasn't easy. Every day we became more and more convinced that we were dealing with much more dangerous thing than just a simple virus. Juno spent more and more time in the laboratory, and we went down from the ship to Earth less and less. From the height of our jet, it was clearly visible how the virus was devouring forests. They turned black as if flame had passed over them, and when we went down to take samples, even the birds couldn't be heard. The whole planet seemed to be dying right before our eyes. All right, thank God. Hi, guys. That was a interesting sequence. This is my Furry Protogen, by the way. I probably cut that entire first section out because naughtiness occurred right at the start of an episode. It was immediately patron exclusive. Sorry, guys. So you probably got deal with a patron exclusive thing and then me doing this. And more than likely, this episode might have another patron exclusive piece before the end of it. I don't know yet. But didn't miss much, just naughtiness. So yeah, if you want to go see the naughtiness, check out the Patreon. Feel free to do that. It's only like, I think it's the lowest tier I can make, which I think it's $2 or something like that. So feel free to go in there and check it out, because the more I play this, the more often I'm gonna be uploading to my Patreon. So back to the game. Sorry, Blitz, but it seems to me that everything is much more serious than we thought. I was laying on the bed looking at the ceiling. Juno and I had been working on the lab all day. Well, she worked for the most part. I just hung around and tried to lend a helping hand at every opportunity. Well, I think so too. If I can't do anything, Juno, don't. You can. I sat up in the bed and took her hand. Juno looked at me and with sadness on her face. I'm not that powerful, Blitz. I may not succeed, and then I want you to. Let's just not think about it, okay? Let's look at things more positively. We still have time, right? Juno shrugged and said doubtfully, well, I hope so. Great. Let's just get distracted for now, okay? Oh God, here we go again. Juno smiled. Sex is a great way to keep yourself in at least some semblance of calm. We had sex to distract ourselves, to pass the time, to get to know each other better, to calm down and find shelter in each other's arms. Bah! Forward so quickly that Juno didn't have time to notice how I was already there. As my warm, dry lips pressed against her chest, the kiss knocked out of her a long, drawn-out moan that could drown out all unnecessary thought. Juno wrapped her arms around my neck, pulling me even closer. Butterflies fluttered in my chest, and incredibly excitement pulled at the bottom of my stomach, which intoxicated me, stupefied. The moment of truth awaits us tomorrow. Juno turned to me as soon as I entered the bedroom after a long day of work. I had just come out of the shower stall, which I was still kind of learned to cope with. I wanted to get into bed with Juno as soon as possible. We barely touched each other all day. She had worked in the lab almost constantly. Already? Juno nodded. And if this attempt fails, I don't know what else to do. The virus seems to be mutating. It spreads to the carrier and devours them in a matter of hours. That's why it's so difficult to get a cure out. We will succeed. If not now, then it will be too late. I'm sorry to say, Blitz, but it's what I'm afraid of, that it will be too late. I sighed, saying nothing against it. I was thinking about going to my parents, if you don't mind. I want to see them, make sure they're alright. I think they have already realized that something terrible is happening. Juno squeezed my hand in hers in the sign of support. Of course, it's the right decision. But I'll give you a protective suit. You can't land without it right now. You could get infected, and then I don't want to think about what might happen to you. What happened then? I don't want to lose you. Juno looked at me with a sad look. You won't, I promise. Everything will be fine. Juno came in to me and hugged me. My hands went over her waist by themselves and slid into a curve of her hips. Juno shuddered under my hands and pressed closer, reducing the distance between us to a minimum. I could feel how hot Juno was under my hands, under my fingers that were squeezing her hips, feeling her pulse beating. Bliss, I want you so much. I kissed her neck again. I want you too. Oh God, the music's flaring up again! No! 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 Unfucking fortunately, you guys, I have to end this episode here. I do apologize to all you guys who are non-patron members for this video going up on YouTube, having 3 back-to-back naughty sequences. Fuck! But that's going to urge you guys to go check out the Patreon. It's in the description down below. Feel free to do that. Help a guy out, because until I can make this a complete full-time gig thing, the Patreon does actually help out quite a lot. Even with just, I believe, only 1 member and the Patreon, as you know, at the moment. But feel free to join up. You know, it's fairly cheap. I tried to put it at the lowest tier I could feasibly see, and all that stuff. But that is going to do it for this episode of My Furry Protogen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscription button, notification bell. And like I say, if you want to see the uncensored versions of this, feel free to check out the Patreon in the description below. Oh, pardon me. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. And peace out.